Hello, my name is Jay Bear, and welcome back to episode 3 of my creative series. And in this series, I go around on the creative server that I play on with friends, and I show you some of the things that we've built together over the years. And here, I am standing in front of the Banner and Head Factory. And so if we turn around and take a look here, we can see that this building is very much a factory looking type of building. All these little various things, smokestacks and pieces of equipment and things like that coming off of it. And I initially created this because I had all these shulker boxes filled with player heads over in my house, and I wanted a place to put them and make them available to other people on the server. And so we have this massive collection of custom player heads here on the server. And once again, if you know what this server is and you play on this server, if you type /warp free heads, you will teleport here and you can come over to any of these heads. Like, let's come over here, and I have to put my thing on here. Let's go with Mumbo Jumbo. If we hold Control and middle mouse click, we get Mumbo Jumbo's head, and we can use that as a decoration. We can wear it if we would like. Like, I can take and put this on myself, and there we go. We're Mumbo Jumbo. Or, we can use any of these other player heads as decorations, and using these is a nice way to just take your creative builds and add a little bit extra to them. So you can come over and pick up on any of these. We've got various players. We've got a bunch of the players from Hermitcraft here. We've got me. Here's my head here, and some of my friends. And then there's these ones here that someone gave me. I don't know how those are made. It's kind of weird. We've got various pieces of electronics, TVs, monitors, phones. We've got books, various colors, some various presents and boxes, all kinds of things. And we got food items here, fruits and vegetables, and then a bunch of miscellaneous things here. Then we've got animals, Minecraft type blocks, and then just a bunch of various characters. And as you can see, this place is grown over the years. It used to only be like 3 blocks tall, and we kept having to expand it down. If we come over into this room here, we have Minecraft mobs, hostile and friendly. I think I have everything here. Maybe not. I'm not sure if I have everything, but there's quite a bit to choose from over here. And then we also have all these custom maps that people have made. I've made some of these, other people have made some of them. And so once again, you can come in here and you can middle mouse click on these, and you can take them and use them as decorations. But keep in mind, they are entities. Item frames are entities, and servers don't like having lots and lots of entities. So try to use them sparingly. Same thing with armor stands, because too much of that on a server is not good. So use them wisely. And then if we go over to this side here, we have banners. These are some of these banners that I've made, other ones that I've gotten from the internet that I've recreated, some that other people have created. And then we have all the letters of the alphabet in both banner and map form here. And then we have some shulker boxes here with all of the letters or all of the numbers, or we have ones with the banners and the map versions. So you can step on these pressure plates and get a shulker box with all of these letters and number banners and maps. So you don't have to go through and click them all. So you can come here with /warp free heads, and you can use this as a resource in your creative builds. And now I'm going to go over and we're going to look at our commercial district, which is right over here. But before doing that, I'm going to show you this. This is a funny little thing here. when we started building here, somebody has this military base that was already built here, and there was this tank, and it was aimed over here at our town. And so we thought it'd be pretty funny if we just built this sign that says "Stop shooting at our town," and then the tank blew a hole in it. And here you can see how we're using some of the custom heads. This is just a black one that looks like a cannonball that we placed here. Looks like it's done damage to the sign. And if we take a look here, we'll start right here. This is not part of the commercial district, but this is a church with a cemetery here. And this church was built by a friend, and then we built the cemetery together. The little mausoleum over here. And we've got Hero Brian kind of sneaking around over here in the graveyard, of course. Because where else would you find Hero Brian? A little mausoleum here. And then we have, right over here is a prison. And actually, we kind of nicknamed this Dog Island because when you come up, well, let me turn on my map here. There, if we take a look at the map, it's kind of shaped like a dog. If you turn your head sideways, this is its nose, and this is its ear. So it's kind of got a dog shape to it. Although this end kind of looks like a dog shape as well. So yeah, that's Dog Island. And it's a perfect name for a prison anyways. And if we take a look in the window here, this is one of our friends here. We put him in prison since he's always causing mischief. And this is one of the buildings that we did not do an interior for. We have done interiors on a lot of our buildings, but not all of them. We kind of transitioned away from that so that we could make progress on them a little bit more quickly. So I'm going to go over to the start of the commercial district over here. Okay, so this is the town area, which I showed off on one of my other videos. And this is where we go into the commercial district. Come right up this way. And this is a little mini wizard tower right here, built by one of my friends. And this is in dedication to the wizard tower that we had built together on a previous server that lost our world. That's why we built the monument right over there that I talked about in another video. There used to be a pig that lived in here. Oh, he's still here, is it? Oh yeah, there's Wilson. Wilson is still here. I thought Wilson disappeared. Maybe we respawned Wilson at one point. I don't know. But she built this little wizard tower, and we went around and we built a fence and some grounds around it, which I think looks pretty cool. And this here is a blacksmith and an armor store. So we can see all of the armor stands in here. And once again, you see the little chest down there? That's a custom player head. And you can just use those in your builds. There were item frames in here as well, but I think what happened is when the server purged entities, it took away the item frames, but not the armor stands. I'm not sure why it didn't take those away as well. And we come back here, and this is the forge area. And there's a horse over here. I think he's got a name, Baxter. Not quite sure how we named him Baxter, but his name's Baxter. This is an electronics store. And we have a bunch of computers. Once again, the little player heads make great monitors here. And instead of using item frames with some type of map on it or using paintings, we came up with this idea that, if you were to have a computer in Minecraft, what would it look like? And so we put down some comparators and some beacons, and we just came up with this odd looking device that looks like some type of computer in Minecraft. And we used to have item frames over here with banners in it that look like cell phones, but once again, the entity purge took some of that kind of stuff away. And over here, we have a potion shop. And we used to have item frames with potions and ingredients to make potions all over inside of here, but the item purge, or the entity purge, once again took all that away. And I've been meaning to come back in here and put some of that stuff back within reason and not have too much of it. But this is our potion shop. Then if we come back over here to the other side of the blacksmith shop here, and we come down this way, this is a hostel here. And we used to have villagers in here because back a while ago, you couldn't just use spawn eggs on this server, and you had to breed villagers the old-fashioned way of giving them potatoes or carrots. And this was before the 1.14 update where they really changed villagers. And so we were working on breeding villagers here. This is where they lived, and they're all gone because of the entity purge that I mentioned before. But this is the little hostel that they lived in. And right over here, we have a train station. And if we go inside the train station, we've got a ticket booth over here. And if we head down here, you can actually take and ride on the rails. This one will take you over into, actually this one takes you to the border rail. And these ones will take you over into the Arts District, which we covered in my last video, which I posted on Christmas. Next door to the hostel is a bank. And the door's open. We have a sheep living in here. And let's see. If we come, well, we gotta come around. And oh yeah, I work at the bank. If we come down here, there's a treasure vault with all of the valuables. And once again, here's some mini player heads that we used as decorations. And then up here, I think that this might be my favorite build in the commercial district, is our big hotel over here. And we have a creeper working at the front desk. And see, this is one of the other computers. There's actually a barrier block right here that I'm standing on with a painting on it. It looks like a little laptop. But we did take away a lot of those types of things when going through and removing a bunch of entities just to try to help the server out a little bit. And there's rooms all over here. Each one is a different color. So we have a gray room, a black room, brown. So there's different color rooms all throughout this hotel, and it's multiple floors. It's completely done inside. We even have these benches that you can sit on and look out the window. And the rooms down here look pretty much just like the rooms on the floor below. They're pretty much all the same thing, just kind of arranged slightly differently. And this one room is a little different than all the rest. We kind of said this is more like a honeymoon suite type of thing because it is a little bit bigger. A little bit different shape than the rest of them as well. And then over here, next to the hotel, is a modern restaurant, cliffside restaurant, because if we come over here, it's kind of hanging out above this cliff, and so you got a pretty good view if you're sitting in there and looking out over the ocean. And the kitchen is down the steps. And over here, we have a lighthouse. And I don't think there's really much in here. just some ladders that'll take you up to the top. But of course, in creative, we can always just fly up there. Over here behind the bank, we have a market. And each of the stands has a different pun for a name. And so we've got Ann and Annie Vills, quality anvils, anvils for a price. So if you go around and check out all of the stands, we've got some pretty funny puns that were one of my friends came up with all of the different names for these places and decorated them. And over here, we have some docks, and we still need to build a boat out here. We talked about that for a long time, that we wanted to build a boat out here in the water. And what we did here is we have some armor stands kind of hidden over here. And so that way, when you look at the boats, you can see there's a little chest in each of the boats. Over here is a spa that one of my friends was building, and she has not finished this. Hopefully someday this will get finished. A little pathway that leads up to the back of the hotel. And then this is a warehouse, so if a boat comes in, they can unload their cargo, put it over here in this warehouse that, once again, we used a bunch of custom player heads, boxes, and chests and things. And there's a secret here. So if we come back here, all the way to the very back, and come over here, flip that switch, well, you've got a pop-up table, but that's not the real secret. The real secret is down here. So let's close that trapdoor, and we've got the secret smuggler's tunnel here with skulls and blood on the ground. Just a little secret cave that will lead you right back out to next to the docks. So if you want to smuggle something in, you come through this way. You bring your boat up here and you unload your cargo and you sneak it in without the mayor noticing. All right, and so on the other side of the market, we have some animal stalls. Once again, there used to be animals in here, but the entity purge got them. Over here, this is a tailor. So if we go inside and take a look, we got this really ugly brown rug, different colors of clothing that they make, hooks up there to hang things on, piles of wool. And then if we come over here, this is Mumbo Jumbo's Redstone Emporium. So it is a redstone shop. And who else would we have in Mumbo's shop other than Mumbo himself? And who's over here flipping all the switches and pressing the buttons? Of course, Grian, as to be expected. And if you don't know who those people are, you really should look them up on YouTube. Mumbo and Grian from Hermitcraft. And we have a little hot air balloon here. And then we have a butcher right here. And if we go over here, we have a baker. And once again, as you saw over in the butcher and here in the baker, we use some of the custom heads as decorations. Maybe too many item frames in here. I might have to do something about that, because there are quite a few in there. And then we have over here, we have a windmill. And once again, we've done the inside of the windmill. So it's supposed to look like the big wheel that turns, and this, if this was a real windmill, this would of course be turning and spinning and thrashing the wheat, because that's what you use a windmill for. And I think we come up with a story. Like every building that we come up with, there's somebody that works there. Like I think the guy that lives inside the windmill, I think we named him Ivan. I think it even says on the sign out front. It's like if you look at these signs, yeah, Ivan's Windmill. If you look at these signs, it tells you a little bit about what the building is. So like this one here, well, yeah, see Claire's Cakes. Claire was one of our villagers. And when you look at the banners, it tells you who built it as well. This is Yellow Meanie, and this is me. If we look at the hot air balloon, this is Willow Jade. So looking at the banners will tell you who built each building. At least we did that for a while, but we didn't keep up with it later on. And there's one last thing to show you over here. Which if we go into the train station here, and we come down to the bottom of the train station and we get in a minecart and we go down to the border rail. There we go. So the border rail runs from world border to world border. It runs past some of the spawn locations in the wilds, which is this creative world that we play on here. And it runs pretty close to our town. And so I built a train station here that you can use to change destinations. There goes a minecart. And so if you come into here, get rid of those, you can select your destination by hitting the button and decide where you want to go to. And so I built this along the border rail, which is this rail that goes both directions further than you can see. It, like I said, it runs from border to border on the server. And so this is the train station that I built that connects the two. Going out that way is an ocean monument that I drained all of the water away from using World Edit so that you can explore the ocean monument without all the water. So that covers our commercial area of our town, and that is all I have time for in this episode. And so if you like this video, please click like and leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and if you are a member of this server, remember you can come here and visit by typing /warp Birchford. I'll see you next time.